Only 2 teams left standing. The fight for the title has never been closer.
Here we go! On a roll! Somebody got away with murder there!
A course that takes no prisoners.
Laya Sainz moves into the lead! Oh, massive hit! Oh, desperately hanging on to that. 1 and 2 in the championship, 1 and 2 in this final.
A finale that no one could have predicted. Who will be crowned Season 3 Extreme E champion?
Prepare to be aggressive.
Hyperdrive now.
Welcome to the Atacama Desert, and we are here for round 10 of Season 3 of Extreme E. It's our last day of racing this season. I can't believe it. It has absolutely flown by, and this season has been the tightest yet. Coming into our final weekend, 5 teams could have won the championship. Coming into our final day, only 2 remain. That is ACCIONA Sainz, who are 6 points behind Rosberg X Racing, of course Season 1 champions, and our winners of round 9 yesterday. They had the most almighty tussle for that win yesterday, with ACCIONA Sainz coming right down to the last lap to the line. We're expecting much more of the same action today. Do not miss this, it's going to be a thriller. Round 10's first qualifying session of the day kicked off with a 4-way battle off the start line.
RJ Anderson moves across and squeezes Johan Kristoffersen. Kristoffersen has not got a good start here.
It was up to Johan Kristoffersen to work his way to the front, making quick work of getting ahead of JBXE.
Kristoffersen makes his first pass, that's P5 into P4.
And X44 Vida Carbon Racing, before outbreaking GMC Hummer EV Chip Ganassi Racing to snatch second ahead of the switch zone.
He passes RJ Anderson on the brakes into the switch zone, P5 to P2.
On the defensive, Hedda Hossas was able to keep Molly Taylor on the back foot to retain the lead.
Just keep on pushing over the finish. Nice job.
That's a brilliant drive by the young Norwegian.
Good job, Hedda. Well done.
On to Heat 2, and title contender ACCIONA Sainz needed a strong start to maintain their championship challenge, and Matthias Ekström delivered.
Like, that is a perfect start by ACCIONA Sainz's Matthias Ekström.
Veloce Racing's Kevin Hansen found himself locked into an epic wheel-to-wheel battle with Carl Cox Motorsport's Timo Scheider.
So Kevin Hansen gets the pass on Scheider. Scheider won't like that, and he'll want to get back at him as quickly as he can. Scheider over the crest. Oh, that was risky. Almost a mid-air pass. Scheider holds onto it.
As they battle for position all the way into the switch zone. After the driver change, Laya Sainz was tasked with fending off Veloce Racing's Molly Taylor for the final 2 laps. But maintaining her cool, she was able to hold on to first place across the finish line, gaining her team a critical qualifying point.
ACCIONA Sainz take the win.
In the second qualifying round of the day, Heat 1 saw Molly Taylor charging into the lead.
3 cars wide. Molly Taylor, though, got the whole shot.
A late break into the switch zone reduced the gap between the teams, but after the driver switch, Taylor's teammate Kevin Hansen maintained the lead for the final 2 laps.
It's a great result for Veloce. Hansen and Taylor are going to take this one.
Top job, mate. Top job, P1.
Heat 2 saw a showdown between title contenders ACCIONA Sainz and Rosberg X Racing.
Oh, Gutierrez goes late. Has to hook a wheel over the inside almost to avoid Laya Sainz.
As they approached the switch zone, Leah Block made contact with the back of the RXR Odyssey 21 as the cars were slowing.
Oh dear,
wow.
Look, it was hooked up completely.
A clever use of his Anoa hyperdrive at the pit exit allowed X44's Fraser McConnell to take the lead over Matthias Ekström, where he was able to keep his advantage all the way to the finish line. With a neck-and-neck battle between ACCIONA Sainz and RXR throughout the day, it meant the title would boil down to the very last race of the season. Season 1 championship victors Rosberg X Racing have a winning in their DNA. helmed by F1 world champion driver Nico Rosberg, his need for speed is matched only by his commitment to helping the environment.
Extreme E was really just the perfect fit for me because it unites two of my passions at the moment, and that's one, to really fight against climate change, and the other, of course, to go racing. It was very difficult to select drivers for Extreme E because it's such an unknown. I reached out to Michaela, who's been doing such a good job, especially in circuit racing in Sweden. And then we have Johan as well, who's the greatest of all time in rallycross.
Extreme E for me started with Nico sending me a message quite late in the evening as I was playing Call of Duty with my friend, and then he called on FaceTime. I think we had like 1.5 hour talk, and after that we agreed that I will join his team.
Obviously racing in season 1 of Extreme E, suddenly I get a phone call from Nico Rosberg, you know, championship winning team, asking me if I'd signed anything for next year. It's like, no, I haven't. I was just so happy.
To have Michaela as a teammate, I mean, it's great. I know Michaela for many, many years, and we raced against each other in some championships before. We also spend a lot of time home preparing before we leave for the events.
Johan is very open when it comes to supporting you as a teammate, because I think he believes that the more he supports others, the better they will be, the better he needs to be, you know, better than us. These 2 years, I would say, is the biggest improvement that I've done ever in my whole racing career.
Building a great team culture, of course, is very important. It's about communication. It's about getting a good feel also. Every team member really care, they respect each other, you know, and our team principal, Kimmo Limatainen, has been doing a fantastic job in uniting the team like that. I try to be present because, of course, I have a lot of experience that I can bring to the team, whether it's with the drivers, with their preparation, or also with the mechanics, finding out information, all that, you know, is very valuable.
He's been in the driver's seat himself and he knows what a driver needs to perform. I think that is motivating for the whole team.
He's very direct in what he thinks and what he means, and that is to get us the quickest way possible to the best result that we can be. That is the way he won the World Championship in F1, because he really did everything in detail.
The strategy for Chile is really going to be, first of all, concentrating on ourselves, and then we need to have an eye on ACCIONA Sainz, because those are the ones to beat.
Coming into the last race, being able to fight for the championship is always the goal, so we will try to do our best, and hopefully this black cat won't bring us any bad luck for the race weekend.
Winning the championship again in Extreme E would mean a lot to me. We won the inaugural championship, and last year was tough to lose right at the very end there, although we were dominating so much.
In racing, so many things can happen, and if you are there, if you have the chance to win, you know, you will fight until the checkered flag to take that win.
It's going to be super thrilling. We have all the chances, and I hope that we get that title back to us.
In each of its race locations, Extreme E collaborates with local communities and NGOs through its legacy program to address climate change challenges. In Chile, the championship are partnering with Force for Nature to train and support rangers protecting threatened flamingo species.
We've come to visit one of the lagoons, which is a really popular area for a lot of different breeds of flamingo. I think out of the 6 species, they have 3 of the flamingo species here. So we've been spotting different species, but it's all about learning about the conservation of the area, and a lot of the rangers are doing amazing work here. They're indigenous people, they know the land, and they're kind of raising awareness of how they've seen the environment change.
Welcome everyone. These are our local partners who have been instrumental in giving us access to this very precious, very sensitive place.
At Force for Nature, we're trying to find a more sustainable way of doing conservation. We're trying to link up the protection that rangers do of our natural resources with corporate SDGs and their need to minimize their risk going forward and continue to exist in a changing planet. We have a huge network of rangers all around the world. They are the specialists at harmonizing between human needs and nature. They are park guides, they are anti-poachers, they are scientists, researchers, basically anybody who's working conservation with their boots on the ground for more than 40% of the time.
In many cases, rangers are the ones that hold the knowledge that scientists lack sometimes because we don't have the observations that they have. So the interaction between rangers and scientists can really propel conservation.
Los flamencos, ¿por qué son importantes para el ecosistema?
El flamenco es un indicador de cómo se está comportando los espejos lacustres respecto a la extracción, evaporación y el cambio climático que está sucediendo a nivel mundial. Por lo tanto, ¿qué podemos hacer respecto de la especie? Se nos está moviendo de los hábitats naturales.
I've been blown away by how much they do. Flamingos fly 350 kilometres from their nest to feed every day and then back. So we think our commute to work is bad, but yeah, it's really incredible to be in this landscape and to spend time with the rangers. They're so passionate, they're really under-resourced. You know, they're talking about not being able to reach certain areas of the park here because it costs so much in fuel to be able to get there and protect it. So they really are doing it for the love of it.
We're so pleased to be working with Extreme E. We've donated some equipment, which is very hard for the locals to get their hands on. This is like a conservation lover's toy.
I get that.
Very specialty item. It has incredible optics. You can see really far away.
I was really excited to go here today because I've never seen a flamingo in real life like this. Part of this conservation program is to count how many flamingos there are, to keep count of them, and it is really changing throughout the years. That's why this equipment is so important. So we were looking in them and actually I found a very special flamingo because they have a ring on their legs.
Ese equipo nos va a apoyar mucho a poder identificar el código que ellos llevan en su pata respecto a dónde y cuándo se anilló, la especie que se anilló, y eso va a significar cómo se va distribuyendo a los distintos salares en Chile, Perú y Bolivia.
I'm trying to see if he has a tag on his foot.
Along with that, we're going to be providing some satellite images and artificial intelligence to do more accurate counts.
Supporting the people that are behind it that know the land is 3 times more effective in conserving environment than just making scientific measures itself.
El salar y las aves fueron parte del mundo atacameño, del mundo licanantay. ¿Por qué estamos acá conservando? Porque necesariamente lo que le pasa a la madre tierra o lo que le pasa a las aves, tarde o temprano, le pasará al hombre.
It feels great to contribute in such a good way ahead of the race weekends, and I think that is all what Extreme E is about, making this whole caring about the environment, making it a better place that we go to.
For me, it's a personal thing, you know, you don't want to come here and feel like you're exploiting the land to race, you want to feel like you're giving something back, and I think to speak to the local people and hear the difference that it makes it feel special.
Extreme E's season finale is happening in Chile's Atacama Desert, a region heavily impacted by the environmental consequences of fast fashion. Annually, 59,000 tons of clothing arrive in North Chile, with over half discarded in the desert. In a bid to address this issue, Extreme E engaged with entrepreneur Franklin Zapida, who is pioneering innovative solutions to combat this environmental crisis.
Chile es uno de los pocos países que permite legalmente la importación de ropa usada y por otro lado en esta región tenemos la zona libre de impuestos. Entonces se conjugan estos dos grandes factores para que Iquique sea el polo de la importación de mercancía usada. Nos estamos transformando en el basurero textil de muchos países, donde no hay conciencia de que el consumismo, especialmente de la ropa, del fast fashion, está provocando grandes daños, porque lo que ustedes pueden ver acá es ropa, pero también es una acumulación de químicos y tenemos que pararlo.
Here in Chile, in Iquique, it's one of the world's biggest clothing cemeteries. We as humans do is we have a very linear production cycle. There's manufacturing that happens, there's usage, purchase, and then there's just dump it. But then we don't really connect those dots from dumping all the way to extraction of those raw materials. It's a very linear model. People like Franklin connect that last bit and, you know, bend that linear model to form a circular model.
Actualmente lo que nosotros hacemos con esta ropa, que para nosotros es una materia prima, no es un residuo ni es una basura, hacemos una transformación y fabricamos aislantes térmicos para la construcción, pero principalmente para la construcción de viviendas sociales. Mayormente ahora donde el clima, como la temperatura, como el cambio climático está cambiando.
What we are witnessing here is a transition in the way that we consume and the fashion could work in a different way on circularity. It's the same thing, the transition that we are seeing in the energy, and we need to be creative. Fashion should take a step ahead in terms of being more sustainable, being more circular, and being more conscious about the whole supply chain that they have behind them, and it's urgent. If the global fashion industry was a country, they would be the third one in greenhouse gas emissions, just behind China and US.
En la época de mis abuelos, cuando se rompía algo, tú lo cosías, tú lo reparabas y así iba pasando de generación en generación. En cambio ahora, las grandes marcas hacen esta persuasión de la gente para que tú sigas comprando a pesar de que tal vez tú no lo necesites.
Of course, we are not going to stop consuming, but we need to change the way we are consuming. It's getting into a big trouble and we need to act now.
Las grandes empresas tienen grandes problemas que son solucionadas por pequeñas empresas que tienen grandes soluciones. No queremos ser un incentivo, estas soluciones deben ser pasajeras. Pero desde acá estamos saliendo al mundo y esa es la idea de la innovación, de la creatividad, donde hay necesidades poderosas, tener soluciones muy potentes, no solamente para Chile, pero también al mundo.
It's time for the redemption race. Abt Cupra, Carl Cox Motorsport, number 99 GMC Hummer EV and JBXE will battle it out for their final spot in the championship standings. And it's wheel-to-wheel off the line as they battle for position.
Good start, RJ.
Clear on the inside, clear, clear, clear.
Andreas Baccarat trying the round the outside. Is he going to get up the inside of Timo Scheider? Runs up the dirt bank on the outside line. In the background there, the Abt Cupra machine of Tombe is heading up the banking pretty high. Scheider right there with RJ Anderson. Door to door, Scheider up the inside. Runs a wheel over the dirt. That's an absolutely fantastic pass. RJ Anderson going to try and come back in the next left-hander. Scheider runs a little bit wide. They're still side by side as they come over the crest down. They've both had moments off this crest this weekend. This time they both get away with it. Scheider and the Hummer alongside again. Side by side as they take this next run. Better traction here for RJ Anderson. He's now on the inside. He's going to run deep on the exit. Scheider will get underneath him. Almost contact between them.
Whilst Hummer EV's RJ Anderson pushed ahead, an unfortunate incident for Timo Scheider caused the Carl Cox Motorsport Odyssey some damage.
He clipped the inside line, so he turns in here. And it just doesn't go where he thinks. It's broken as he's turned in through that rut, which is one of the ones we've been watching out for taking tyres off. As he's turned in, the part has finally given up. So Baccarat up to P2.
After the driver switch, Hummer EV continued to push ahead, with Amanda Sorensen at the wheel and JBXE exiting the switch in second position.
Keep going. You are already 1 second quicker on the first sector. Keep going. You gotta catch it.
Oh, look at this. Abt Cupra want to come and play. They're trying to track down the JBXE team. Over the finish line, they've got another lap to go. Can they keep it on though? They've gone off the track a little bit and there's no damage for that, just a time penalty that will ensue.
Up the inside, look, Clara Anderson just a little nerf into the door and that's Molinaro dispatched.
Despite pushing hard, there was nothing Clara Anderson could do to catch Amanda Sorensen as she was flying around the course.
No pressure behind at all right? Bring it home to us. Bring it home to us.
A win for the Hummer EV team, and that is so deserving for them. Up they go over the ramp, and look at that style. Sorensen and Anderson teaming up to do tribute to Carl Leduc and the number 99 car. Well done. In second place is the Abt Cupra, and coming home behind them is the JBXE team.
The scene was set for the ultimate showdown. Our two title contenders, Rosberg X Racing and ACCIONA Sainz, lined up alongside Veloce Racing, X44 Vida Carbon Racing and Neon McLaren.
One last race to decide the 2023 Extreme E title. Good start in the middle for Kevin Hansen for Veloce. Christopherson chose slot number 5 to give himself a bit of space. He's got Fraser McConnell inside him. Matthias Ekstrom trying to get the whole shot on the inside line. RXR trying to come right the way round. Up on 2 wheels, the RXR on the top of the banking. Johan Christopherson saved the biggest roll there with an enormous moment, and now they have it all to do. Ekstrom is out front for ACCIONA Sainz. If it carries on like this, they'll be champions, but RXR are going to fight back. You're in for a race now.
Hit.
Is the dream over for RXR? Remember, it all depends on points in this one. ACCIONA Sainz now got to have a bit of a shocker. Other teams have got to pass them and push them back, but RXR are heading into the pit to change the front right. Are they just going to park it?
No, they will never give up. Surely the RXR team don't give up. At the moment is ACCIONA Sainz leading the way from Kevin Hansen in the Veloce team. This is enough for Carlos Sainz and ACCIONA Sainz team to win.
This isn't over until the end of the race. We know how much carnage can be in Extreme E.
On the approach to the switch zone, Tamer Faust failed to slow down, running into the back of X44, causing damage to both cars, with McLaren out of the race. A quick release from the switch zone by Molly Taylor put Laia Sanz on the offensive, as she chased the Veloce car down.
This is not over yet. Now Arlene Kotlinski goes in. All she can do is get that car to the finish as fast as she can. Oh, as Sainz gets ultra sideways, trying to get back past Molly Taylor. If RXR were to get P4 and Sainz was to stay in P2, they'd be 1 point apart, meaning that if RXR picked up the Continental Traction Challenge, they would win the title by 1 point. This could not be closer. Sainz has got to balance the risk of trying to pass Taylor with the possibility of not having enough points to pick up this title with all the carnage that's going on. Bad bounce! Let's go sideways! Spin! This is unbelievable. We thought it was all over with RXR at the start, and it continues to deliver the drama right now. They've gone round and they're still going.
Something's gone wrong for Laia Sainz. She's off in the dirt and RXR are through.
As fast as you can, Laia just spun. You need to keep going.
There's still a lap. Oh, she's rolled!
Laia just rolled. Just keep going.
Oh, no, the steering's broken for RXR. This is unbelievable. So now can Arlene Kotlinski get round for a lap and a half with broken steering and pick up the title?
And this is everyone stood around, sat around,
and Johan Kristoffersen sitting together. Veloce won the race. They've come over the line and won the checkered flag, but that's irrelevant. RXR are going to win the title in the most bizarre of title-deciding races I've ever seen in my life. There's hardly a celebration in sight, is there, when you're just trying to drag it round to the finish line like this? But here they come, slowest finish in history, certainly for Extreme. It went down to the wire. Johan Kristoffersen is going to take back the title it took in season 1, and it's the biggest career title for Michaela Arlene Kotlinski, limping over the finish line. Rosberg X Racing are the 2023 Extreme E champions in the most extreme race I think I've ever seen in my life.
A second championship win for RXR, but a first for Michaela Arlene Kotlinski. The duo sat down after an epic final to reflect on Extreme E Season 3.
I am just so happy. I mean, when I crossed the finish line, I did start to cry. Because from last year, so close to winning, and then this year coming in with a win yesterday, and then seeing that start with a puncture, but it's like, never give up, just keep on going. And yeah, just happy after this weekend. It's been many roles, and happy that Laia's all right, that Katie's all right. That's the most important thing. But looking at this championship win, it means so much to me to be able to, yeah, give that to the team and yeah, give it to us.
I've been fortunate enough to win this championship once before, and after seeing Michaela so disappointed last year in Uruguay, it's so nice to see Michaela this happy now when we won the championship this year.
Starting in Saudi Arabia with that bit of miscommunication, heading too quick into the slow zone and losing that win, but in the end, 2 P3, so it felt like it was a good start to the season.
Oh, and RXR off the side of the road, Johan Kristoffersen!
Scotland was a low for both of us. It was so needed, that double win in Sardinia.
Another win for RXR!
Yes! That's where we felt that we could be close to winning the championship.
Yeah, it was super motivating for the team to have a victory on Saturday in Sardinia. It was our first win since Sardinia 2022. And then we also won on the Sunday, which of course, you know, put us right up there behind ACCIONA. So that was a little bit of a turning point for us in the championship.
It was super sweet in Sardinia to take the double win. It was super sweet yesterday as well. We knew though it was all open to play for today.
Up on 2 wheels, the RXR!
I hit the rut at the same time as I was a bit too close to the bank. And then it just sent the car into a massive two-wheel moment.
Johan Kristoffersen saved the biggest roll there.
Super happy to be able to actually catch that, because I thought now I'm going over. Now I'm gonna do my second goal of my life since the first one I did in Scotland this year. So managed to get the car back on all 4, and I picked up my second puncture of Extreme E since season 1 within 2 days. So that was quite interesting. And then yeah, we did a tire change. I went out. I felt that there was still something wrong with the car. Got the car back to Michaela in not the greatest state, but yeah, I said try to drive safe, slowly, be careful on the bumps, and we just keep going.
As I was driving out, I saw that Laia spun, but then I didn't see the roll. And then they told me just to keep on going slowly, so it wasn't the fastest final laps in my career in Extreme E. But you know, in the end, that is what gave us a championship win.
Yes!
I think it's so important to celebrate when you have these highs, because last year it was really tough when we were close to winning the championship and we had such a good position ahead of the last race. And then this season, always fighting with it's been a really close season with all the other teams and drivers, and then taking this win. I'm just very proud of everyone working so hard, and like you say, even though we have downs, everyone is always staying positive and always doing our best. And even now in the final, we had a puncture, just head out there, try to do a quick tire change, and yeah, it feels like your family.
I'm maybe not the person that showed the most emotions, but of course I'm super happy to win the championship. You know, that's what we fight for every day. And all the days we put in back home trying to prepare for this, you know, it is hard work, and also it's so much sacrifice from so many parts of the team. I mean, all the mechanics and all the partners. But yeah, super happy to be a part of the team that's been fighting for each championship in all 3 seasons until the last day.
Yes! Yeah! We are definitely going to celebrate. I am definitely going to celebrate, because this is my first ever championship win, but I definitely want to win it again.